Now I want you guys to sit down and listen to this lady's experience, especially you guys over there, because you start seeing money on TikTok, start seeing money on Instagram, you don't even think of the next thing. Rather, you say you're looking for a man that is sweet for you. On a confession, I think she's supposed to relate this story to her friend, but she feel say she don't meet the best person. Because you don't hear America, everybody head on blue. As if America don't be this one the day. See, because you want to get American quality, want to become American citizen, so when she go land herself. Just learn from it. You ladies over there, learn from it. So that you just listen to her story and just try and learn from it.
He told me he was 38 years old. The day I found out that my husband was 51 years.
What?
Yes, you heard me right.
Your husband said he was 38 years old and you found out he was 51 years.
It was on our wedding day when we went to submit our passports. They'll bring your passport and you'll bring my passport. And then I looked at my husband's year in the passport. It was 1951, right? And I was doing the mathematics. 1951 does not look like 38 to me. You know, imagine finding out that kind of thing on your wedding day.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Every social media person must understand that we have a lot of scammers going all over the platforms looking for ladies that they are going to swindle. But they have a tactic that remains the same. They will be fast to become your friend. They will be fast to offer you financial assistance, and they will be fast to propose to you. One thing they are looking at is that money you make from social media, they want to swindle it. They use the same tactics on Jasmine. She saw all the red flags, but because she needed something, she wanted to relocate to America. She wanted to have children that are Americans. She ignored all these red flags. She went into the marriage. She lost all the money she made, but she made one thing to be possible. She made sure she left this marriage, and now she's given her story. It's a very interesting story, all the same a very pathetic story. I want you to listen to her and learn one or two lessons, because this social media, they are all over looking for someone that will work and they will stay on the ground and eat your sweat. And don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section.
We're going to talk about the marriage. What's the thing you want to clarify? What we hear is, so you get married to a black American, it lasts 9 months, then we hear that you came on social media and posted, I like the way you're getting ready. You went on social media and posted that essentially your husband lied to you and he had children from his other marriage. But you also said in that same message that this was a beautiful marriage, you know, and everything went. So it was a bit of a confusing message, you know.
Okay.
Yes.
2021 December, 2021, November 2021, I went for holiday in Gambia.
Okay.
Because the first time I left Nigeria, I actually went to Gambia. Then I have a business in Gambia, a laundry business.
Okay.
I think my laundry business is one of the biggest laundry business in Gambia. So from there, I was able to raise money that I went to Cyprus to go and study in Cyprus. So while I was in Cyprus, I was still doing the business and all of that. So 2021 in November, I traveled to Gambia to see how the business is doing. Plus, I had a friend that met somebody through me and they were getting married. So I was an essential part of their meeting, getting to know each other. And I had to go there and be part of it. And that's when I actually started making money from TikTok, you know. So while I was in Gambia, I started the TikTok thing and it was going well for me. I started making money from TikTok Live. I was making as far as $1,000 to $2,000 weekly from TikTok Live when I started streaming, you know. So my ex-husband now would come on my live when I was doing live, and there's something they call gifters on TikTok Live. He would usually gift me and he gift other people too. So from there, I don't know, he went through my profile, kind of liked me, sent me a message and all of that. So we got talking now. From November 2021 to December and all of that, we got talking. So at some point, I built some trust in him because he's someone that he calls me all the time. I've done an interview with BBC Igbo. When they asked me why did you marry this man, You know, for me, it was just the fact that this guy was dedicating his time to me. You know, Nigerian men, you can see someone that love you, I will not even have time. They will not respond to messages and all of that. But this was the first time I was in an actual relationship that this person talks to me. If there are 24 hours in a day, he will talk to me for 21 hours.
Wow.
Even while we were, do you know why I say 21 hours? Because even while we were sleeping, the call will be on. So we'll be seeing each other while he's in the toilet and everything. We'll just be talking to each other like that. So we grew fond of each other in a very short time, you know. So he's American, like he's black American, not like Nigerian that went to America or anything. He's black American, never, according to him, never been to Africa before and all of that. So at some point now, this TikTok live thing, that's how it works. If you make money, you need to withdraw it through paper. And that paper is US paper, and I don't have that paper. So when I met him, he was like, I can actually help you get your money, you know. You don't have to pay me percentage. I'll just send it to my paper. He showed me proof that he was doing it to other people. And then I believed. So I started sending him money for paper. I started with small money. He will remit the money back to me without taking any charges and all of that. So if you can actually trust in the world we are today, you can actually trust a stranger with your money, then you can trust him with your heart. You can as well trust him with your heart. So December, we started talking November, December, January, February. January, I've already accumulated a lot of money with him. I think over $13,000. I've accumulated a lot of money. So from that that time I got talking to him till the next year, 2022. Then when that money accumulated, at some point I stopped collecting my money small from him. I'm just like, help me hold it. When I need it, I'll ask for it and stuff, you know. So one time he now told me that he wanted to come and see me in Africa. Then when I met him, he was working at his in one car company as a sales rep. But there was the first red flag I had about him, aside from him being sweet and amazing and talking to me 24/7, was the fact that he was always talking to me from one place. Like in a room under a bunk bed, and he would zoom the call very close that I can't see front, I can't see back, I can't see anything. So I was kind of, why can't I see around the house? Like, what's happening? Like, I need to see your kitchen, I need to see your parlor. If you're talking to me 24 hours a day, I can go around. So it was kind of giving me concern. I'm like, okay, since you're coming, maybe I'll get to know you better. You know, some people wouldn't want to give you all of them until you guys get to meet. So now I told this guy, okay, since you're coming, how about you just help me remove the dollar and bring it in? Because then now, if you're sending money through Bitcoin, if you remove from TikTok, Bitcoin will take their own percentage. TikTok will, the percentages that you go, maybe when you withdraw $13,000, you end up getting less than that. The money will be short. So I said, okay, since you're coming to see me, how about you just come with the money, the cash? Come with the money. When you come, you give me the money cash. He said, okay. We started planning our trip. Out of that money, I told him, okay, this one, I want you to buy me the latest iPhone. I think it was 2022. I don't think 14 was out. It was 13. Buy me iPhone 13 with my money. Use some of the money to buy me iSeries. Use some of the money to buy me my cream. They have the original one there. Now, he was supposed to come on the 10th of February, which he did. He arrived on the 10th of February. I went to the airport to pick him. Gambia. It wasn't Nigeria. We didn't meet in Nigeria. So when he came to Gambia to meet me, I went to the airport. I went with a Maserati. I had a friend then, Tornado. He has a Maserati. And then I'm somebody that if I want to show love, I can go a little bit extra. I went to hire their local drummers in Gambia. They paraded the airport. I came with siren and everything. In fact, I went to bring their local police to come as an escort. But his flight got delayed for some hours, so he couldn't meet up with them. But the local drummers, everything, I think the videos are still, it might still be on some people's TikTok because I removed everything on my platform. So I did all those extra, you know, for someone that is coming to Africa to see you for the first time. I feel like if he's taking that trip, somewhere you haven't been to for me, come on now, you deserve something, you know, exciting. I did all of that, went to the airport with crowd, and then he arrived a little bit late and stuff. So when he arrived, he now asked me to give him, at the airport, if you're coming from US, you're supposed to pay, I think, $20 or $60, I can't remember, but within that reach, to give him to pay for what they're supposed to pay at the airport. I'm not like, take it from my money, the one that you came with. He's not like, oh, the cash? I said, yes, take it from me. He said, you explained to me later. I said, okay. I said I would need some money from the cash because all these people that I brought, I'm supposed to settle them with that money, the dollar. He now said, can I find a way to just sort all those things that later he's going to explain something to me. I said, okay. And mind you, while he was taking money from me from TikTok, you know, initially I said he wasn't taking for percentage. But when I accumulated that money, I asked him to take $4,000.
As percentage?
Yes, for his own. I just wanted, let it not be like you're doing me too much favor, you know. So when we went to the house, we talked and everything. Oh yeah, now offload. What he came, he brought a lot of candies, he bought me speaker, he bought me some stuff and a box. He said he didn't want me to see what is inside. So, okay, where is my iPhone 13? Where are the things I personally asked you to buy from my money? The cream, the iPhone 13, the iSeries and everything. Where are those things? Oh, he sent those ones through DHL, chewed. And DHL is supposed to arrive. When DHL arrive, he will get them and give it to me. I looked at his bag. This man came with a very big.
Those things could have been in the bag.
He said it's and he bought me speaker as a gift. So you could as well put the space you used to put that speaker. You could have put my phone and my stuff that I gave you money for.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the next day we needed money for certain things. You know, we're living in a hotel, so automatically we need to buy food. It's more like a rented, furnished apartment. You know, we need to buy food and stuff. He now told me that honestly that he's going to use his card here, his US card, to check in the banks here to see if he can withdraw the money. And I asked him, why do you have to withdraw the money with your card? I told you to come with cash when you said you were coming. So why do you have to? He said when he was traveling at the airport, they saw it was they asked him if he had money in his bag. He said yes. They told him at the airport that was a lot of money and they will not be answerable to if the money lost. So okay, now any reasonable person will understand. I said okay, no problem. Let's go to the bank there in Gambia and withdraw. When we went there to withdraw, immediately he slotted in his card. He told me that they flagged him over there in US, that there is a scam notification that someone is about to scam him or something for using his card in Africa. Yeah. In fact, that they've blocked his card, he cannot access the money. I'm like, what kind of problem is this? This is the money I'm hoping to use. Yeah. And now you're coming with all this story. He now said I should not worry that he's going to call customer care and all of that. He was doing all of those things in my presence. On the 14th of February, we went to...
On Valentine's Day.
This guy, he decided, okay, on Valentine's Day, we went to a spa together. While we were in that spa, I was with his phone, yeah? While I was with his phone, they were doing manicure and stuff for him. A message came. And that message came with a lot of kisses. You know how message will pop on your phone with all these kiss emoji, and love. I'm like, who is sending him kiss emoji? Because we already talked between me and him. I wasn't seeing anybody at the time I was seeing him. And he promised he wasn't seeing anybody at the time he was seeing me. So in my head, who is sending him kiss emoji? I was already boiling. So I went there, I asked him, I said, what's happening? I say, open this message. I want to see this message. Because if you give me a reason to go through your phone, I'll go through it. I will not deliberately go and be looking for anything in your phone. Yeah. But if I'm with your phone and something comes up that is giving me concern, if we are in a relationship and we are transparent to each other, I should be able to ask, and I deserve, I think, an answer. So open the message he refused to open. Who is that? He said it was his mom. I said, why is your mom sending you kiss and this thing? He said she doesn't know how to use WhatsApp. I said, call her. I want to speak to her. And I told him, please, I insist, I want to speak to your mom. I want to know why. Let me know. It's not like
why is your mom sending you kisses?
It's not like his mom doesn't know how to use WhatsApp. That if he calls her now, she doesn't know where to pick the call. I said your mom does not know where to pick the call, but she knows where to go to emoji. Do you know where? And that kiss emoji is not the first emoji. You have to pass through several emoji before you see that emoji. At that time, you're talking to someone that is still studying law. Do you understand? You're talking to a law student.
Yeah.
So he was like, that he would talk to her. That I would talk to her later, but not now. I said, okay. That call never happened though.
Yeah.
So he was able to tell me that is his mom, and I was meant to believe it without seeing any proof and all of that. So that same day, that this guy proposed to me, that same day, in that same place. Right. After the spa, we went to the restaurant, he proposed to me. So when he proposed to me that day, look at me now, nobody has proposed to me before. I've been in several relationships and nobody have proposed to me. Nobody has even, I don't know, yeah. But Another thing, to be very honest with you, another thing, it was the fact that I was getting married to an American. I was so excited about it. It was a different vibe for me. It was, I take pride in it. Maybe that was one of my mistakes. I took pride in it because I feel like I'm in a better position when I get married to an American. Come on, look at the goodies that come with it. My children are going to be American. They don't have to suffer all the things I'm suffering in Nigeria. You understand?
Okay.
So fast forward, we proposed. He came January 10, the first time I ever see this guy in real life. He proposed to me February 14. Everybody was like, God, when, even me, you know. 28th of February was my son's birthday. Now, you know, I have a son.
Right.
I have a son.
Right.
And I told him that I have a son.
Right.
Like anybody meeting me, people that have met me in real life, they know that I don't hide that.
Right.
That's my pride. That is something I don't joke with. Everything I'm living for, everything I'm doing is my motivation. So when people meet me, even if it's for just get to know me, you have to know. To know me is to know my son.
Right.
And to love me is also to love my son.
Right.
Do you understand? So I told this guy that I had a son. This guy told me he has never married in his life. He has never gotten a lady pregnant. In fact, he told me he was 38 years old. The day I found out that my husband was 51 years.
What? Your husband said he was 38 years old and you found out he was 51 years.
It was on our wedding day when we went to submit our passports. They'll bring your passport and you'll bring my passport. And then I looked at my husband's year in the passport. It was 1951, right? And I was in the mathematics. 1951 does not look like 38 to me. You know, imagine finding out that kind of thing on your wedding day.
Right. Yeah.
I haven't had any reason to go and start opening his passport and looking.
Yeah.
Like, for a start, he did not give me any reason to doubt everything he was telling
So
me.
on your wedding day, you find out your husband had told a big lie to you.
On my wedding day,
That must have been
when we were
heartbreaking.
signing stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to react, but come on, I flew my mom all the way to my wedding.
Right.
I flew 4 to 8 of my family members to I flew 4, I think 4 people, and the other people came on their own. I mean, the people that I paid for. And guess what? His family, at least 2 or 3 people were supposed to come to the wedding, but guess what? They missed their flight on my wedding, which I know never happened.
Right.
It was after everything happened that I realized that I began to add 1 plus 1. You know, this guy said 2 of his family members were supposed to be in attendance. All of a sudden, one of their uncle died, and they missed it. One of their uncle, that's the story he gave me then.
Right.
But at that time, it made sense to me.
Yeah,
If they would miss the wedding for somebody dying in the family, it's understandable.
Right.
So when I saw that stuff, I didn't talk about it until the entire wedding and everything. You know, for me, even if I had known that my husband was 51 years old, I would have still married him.
Right.
If I knew that he was 51 years
So
old.
the issue was the lies.
Yes, the age wasn't anything for me because I've come to love this person. And like I told you, I was looking at the bigger picture. So I'm not saying I'm a saint here or I was looking at the bigger picture. Marrying an American, having kids in
that.
American and all
I
of
get
that.
that.
That seemed like a good dream for me.
I get that.
You understand? So when I found out that night we came home, our honeymoon, our after marriage eve was more of explanation. Okay. He told me he was in the U.S. Army. And in the U.S. Army, he did a secret mission. In that secret mission he did, they changed his identity. They changed his identity. I'm telling you things that I was told. They changed his identity because of the mission is of essence. So he even mentioned a name. Oh my God, let me not call. He mentioned a name of one top terrorist, that's a mission that happened, how they took down one very top terror, I don't know, that he was part of that mission. So because of that, I don't know what they call it in US. They said a special assignment.
Right.
Yes, so he said that was the reason why they gave him this new passport, that his real age is 38. And if you look at this guy, if you look at my husband from the videos, he was looking, you know, these Americans, they take care of themselves. All like us in Africa, if you're 51, everything should start showing signs. You'll be seeing white and everything. It was quite, he could stand for you. He could pass for 38. He was looking really good.
Right.
So when he told me, I'm like, okay, now tell me your real age. Nah, it's between me and you. Anything you tell me now is what I'll believe. are you 38 years old, you
Or
are
51.
51? He now said he's 38, that is that mission, he changed his identity and everything, and that's why he, hence the passport, hence the explanation.
Okay.
I accepted. Okay, show me picture, well, just any picture of you in the US Army so that I'll believe. My ex-husband had picture of all his colleagues in the US Army, but his picture. He had
So he had all the pictures of everybody in
everybody in that
but
mission
himself.
but himself. So when I asked him, like, why not send a picture of you with these people, let me be sure that you were in the army and stuff like that. He told me that one time their house caught fire, he doesn't have picture. Okay, call your colleagues to send you the picture they have with you. If I want to go more into it, it will be, I don't trust him. He don't know the kind of people I've been with in my past. I'm damaged. I have trust issues. So I don't want to be that person that have trust issues. So I'm just taking whatever he says for it. Do you understand? So later he sends me a picture of somebody of him in cadets, Boy Scouts, as a picture of him in the army. When I sent it to people in the US, they were laughing at me that this is Boy Scouts. Okay, so because we are fast forwarding the story.
Yes.
Yeah. So when they told me it was Boy Scout, then since I told you there was a lot of red flags, you know, but I'm trying to believe him rather than I'm trying to give him benefit of the doubt. So fast forward to we got married. Then he told me that he was going to go back to US, and then when he gets back to US, he's going to solve that money issue and send me the money. As we speak here now till today, I haven't gotten that money. I haven't gotten the phone. I haven't gotten the cream. I haven't gotten all of that. But did I leave him because of that? No. I didn't leave him because I was still making income on TikTok and other platforms I was using. And I believe if I could make that money, I could still make more.
Back.
So it wasn't like a good reason for me. Me, I felt like at one point I asked him, I said, honey, if you use this money, tell me that you've used it. I will understand. I'll take my mind completely from it. I understand that you were in need. But the fact that you were telling me that you put it in a fixed deposit, you can't do this, you can't do that, it's just too many stories at a time. So that was how we kept lingering on the story until I stopped talking about that money completely.
Yeah.
So fast forward to when I came back to Nigeria in my house.
So your husband came from America and joined you in Nigeria?
Yes, I were living in my house. I rented the house.
Right.
Yeah, we were living in my house.
Right.
The house I rented in Lekki, that's the house I'm staying now. That Daddy was in the house. Daddy came to meet us in the house. Yeah.
So this was actually your house?
Yes, it's my house. So now when he came to Nigeria the second time, he did not come back with that money and stuff. And I stopped talking about that money because also like I have a bigger picture.
You're working
Yes,
towards.
I'm getting married, we're having kids, and we are going to relocate back to this in our father. So when he came back to Nigeria, there was a different speed he came back with. The first week he came, he said he wants me to change my name to his name. I changed my name to Jasmine Mons. His name is David Mons. I changed my name to Jasmine Mons. I changed my son's name. In fact, as we speak now in school, my son is still answering that name because I have to do a lot again.
To change it
We
back.
did newspaper publication and all of that. Then he told me that he wants us to open a joint. He wants me to open a joint account with him so that all the money I'm making will be in that joint account. That that he wants us to own a property in the US that will help facilitate our travel.
Wow.
You understand? So he said that money that he was owing me, that $13,000 plus all the money I was making now, he would join them together. At the point that he came back, if you add the 13,000 plus the one I've made, everything was around $34,000. So he said he was going to use that money to buy a property in US that will help facilitate us to travel with my son and him and everything and start a life in US. All of a sudden, my ex-husband started saying he doesn't want to go back to US again. That he found out that his descent is Africa. He's 30% Cameroon, 60% Nigeria, 25% this and that. I don't know how they do that kind of thing. That he doesn't want to go back to US.
Yeah.
I was wondering, why will any sane person want to come and live in Nigeria?
Yes.
Nigeria America that we will want to go, you will want to come. So we're having conflict of interest, so like very serious.
Yeah.
Before you know, my husband told me that he wants to do NIN. So he went to do NIN. So when I was not aligning with him, he went on his own, did the NIN, this thing, and told me he has done his NIN. My husband and I have NIN, and while he was in Nigeria, you know the way we Africans go to America and it's difficult for us.
Yeah.
That's the same thing it is when American comes to Nigeria. There's a certain fee you have to be paying for extension, and that extension was on me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I kept paying for that extension, paying for that extension, paying for that extension. I was begging my husband. I said, you are supposed to be there while you are filing for me. You're supposed to be there filing for me, not this thing. So my husband now said, okay, that he's going to be here until I get pregnant. When I'm about to give birth, that's when we will go to America. I was with this man for 9 months. I didn't get pregnant. Now, this is where this story becomes very tricky. Chudi, do you know that this guy could not get anybody pregnant? He did not tell me. How did I find out? Me, I'm very fertile. I already have a child. And I know my body. I'm one of the, I don't know about other people, but I'm very fertile. That if I don't take if I'm not self-conscious and I have unprotected affair, I'm going to be pregnant. Yeah. I know that for a sure. Yeah. And my hormones are very high. So I try to protect myself at all times. But while I was with my husband, I never even got pregnant or miscarriage or anything. So that was actually giving me concern. So one day my husband told me that he wants to get Nigerian SIM card. This is how the whole thing exposed. He wants to get Nigerian SIM card. I'm like, baby, what do you need Nigerian SIM card for? You already have your US WhatsApp, is working. The only people I feel like you should communicate with are your family. You don't really know anybody in Nigeria. He said no, he needs a Nigerian SIM card so that sometimes if he wants to take a walk, he can call me. I did not argue. We went and get a Nigerian SIM card for him. Trudy, we came back home that night. I was with my husband on the bed. Somebody called him, a Nigerian number. Immediately, the person called him. He picked. It was a girl's voice. He ended the call. I said, babe, who is calling? Who is this person calling you? He said he doesn't know. Maybe it's a wrong number. I said it's not possible. My husband swore on heaven and earth that it was a wrong number. I said, okay. When he was sleeping, that was the first time in my life I ever say I'm going to go further. When he said it's a wrong number, I said, okay, call the person back. He refused. Call the person back. He refused. It became something, a very big fight in our house that everybody knew. We were arguing so loud, everybody knew. Then do you know what I did? While he was asleep, he already gave me the number. I went to callers. What did they call that thing? Callers ID. The name came out. Ruth. Her name came out on the this thing, on the yeah. So when her name came out, I woke my husband up that night. I said, "Who is Ruth?" The way he looked shocked is like him himself. He has never had the name before, so I felt so stupid. He was asking me who is Ruth. I said, who is Ruth? He was asking me, so I said, you don't know who is Ruth? He said, no. This is very important because this is how I came to realization of everything that I didn't know. Right. I went to his platform. I went to his TikTok. I searched for Ruth. The name Ruthie came out. I went to Instagram. I searched for Ruthie. Ruthie came out. I said, you don't know who Ruthie is? He said, no. I said, can I have your phone, please? Finally, when my husband gave me his phone, my ex-husband gave me his phone, I went straight to his Instagram, that same name. I went to the chat. I saw all the conversation. Chudi, my husband promised this girl marriage. The same pattern that he was going with me was the same pattern he was going with her. Even he told her that she should not worry that. But I know she's going to see this video, and she knows because we later became friends. The girl, the way I handled the issue, we later became friends. Right. So when I saw all the conversation, the chat, my husband, the girl had with my husband, I said, I thought you said you don't know who this person is. Then he now said that the girl is the one asking him out and all of that. I'm like, does this girl knows that you are married? He said yes, that he knew her before me. They later had issue, and later when he started trending on social media, she came back to him and all of that. I called the girl's number. I said, hello. I called it, I put it on speaker. My husband is sitting right next to me. I said, madam, you remember I called you earlier and you told me that it was a wrong number. Are you not Ruthie? I said, thank God I can see your picture and everything, all your conversation with my husband and everything. By this time tomorrow, you will see yourself on social media. She now said, no, to be very honest, that she's sorry that my husband lied to her that we are not married, that he's just using me. Hey. Trudy, she said that in front of my husband. I was sitting next to my husband and that girl said that in a call. So when this girl confided and said everything in front of my husband started apologizing. And I said, okay, is there any more secret? And do you know, at the point, see the very moment that this marriage ended, there was no time I wanted to leave him. And I saw a message, everything like happened in the same day. I saw a message of child support message. My husband is paying child support. I asked my husband, how come you told me you don't have a child, you've never gotten anybody pregnant? How come you're sending child support message to somebody? He now said it's some random children on the streets. I started seeing requests. I saw when one lady sent me a nude of my husband and her in my house when they were answering video call. I saw a lot of people that my husband was defrauding on TikTok, the same way he was owing me money. He was defrauding them on TikTok. Like, he would tell them he wants to help them and remove money from TikTok, and he would take the money and not give to them. And he would take from Peter and give to Paul. He will, to get your confidence, to get your trust, he will take money from me and give to you. Once he build that trust that he has money, you see him like he has has money. If you meet these people now, they are still on social media. If they see your video, I'm sure they will want to say something, or they might even want to be interviewed by you, because different people had different experience with him.
Right.
He promised about 5 girls marriage. And then when I went to my husband's phone, I started seeing a lot of girls, mostly Yoruba, mostly big TikTokers, big Nigerian TikTokers. I wouldn't want to call their name for the sake of respect and courtesy. Now, about the child support, can you tell me, do you have children or not? My husband swore to me on his mother's life that he has never gotten anybody's pregnant. Let me speak to your mom. I collected the phone. I called his mom. For the first time, I was able to have a lengthy conversation with his mom. I said, Mom, I have an issue with David now. I just saw child support message on his phone, and David is telling me he doesn't have kids. Then she said, that why is he telling that? Am I saying that I don't know that he's married with kids?
Ew.
No, was married, or he's married with kids. And I said, no, that he did not tell me. She said, David had 3 children and 4 grandchildren. That she has told him severally to tell me that she's surprised that he has not told me. My husband was looking at me dumbfounded. You couldn't say anything. I said, honey, is it true that you're having 3 children and you're still married? That's when he now told me that he's not still married, that he was divorced. He was divorced in 1995. That time I was not even born. I wasn't born the year he said he was divorced.
I'm sorry.
The time of the year he said, the month in the year he said he was divorced. I wasn't born. I wasn't born the year he was married and divorced. I said, okay, show me something to prove that you are divorced. Show me just a proof to prove that you are divorced. Let's start from there. He started looking. He said he doesn't have it, that it was a long time when the house burnt and everything. The next day I said, okay, I cannot deal with this. A lot of fraudulent case and everything. Let me just fast forward to, I went to Ajah police station to make a report. The report I made was because I know he was going to leave my house, and I was the one that invited him to Nigeria. So if he's going to leave at that point,
You would be responsible.
I'll be responsible. So I only wanted him to, all I wanted was for him to go and sign on undertaking that he has absolutely nothing to do with me and stuff. Then later we can proceed about divorce. On getting to the station, it was on my husband's police report, on his statement, that he acknowledged for the first time since I met him that he had 3 children. The police, I put it in here. He had 3 children, 4 grandchildren, and I wasn't aware of it. So with everything I've experienced in my marriage, my marriage,
Your former husband.
Yeah, my former husband, I'm looking forward to make a Netflix documentary from it, so that, because the more people know, the more people will be saved from it. So that my story, some people could learn from my story. They can also know that something bad can come from America.
Yeah, something bad can come from America.
Something bad can come from America.